distinguished ladies and gentlemen, researchers from around the African continent, good morning. We also acknowledge that we are gathered here because friends of Africa, those who care about the continent and the well-being of the continent, have made it possible for us to gather. Why are we here? To think innovation, to think science, to think Africa, progress in the face of challenges that our continent is actually undergoing. Ebola, to compound HIV/AIDS, and other many infectious diseases, some of them neglected and abandoned. We are very pleased to have you this morning, and I'm glad to be your host. I'm Emmanuel Sanyi. I'm a Chevening alumni, president of the Cameroon Chevening Alumni Association, national director of the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award Cameroon, and I will be your host. We are at the inaugural session of the 2015 UNESCO Merck Africa Research Summit. Honorable Sarah Opendi, Honorable Minister of Health in Uganda, Excellency Ambassador Godia, Ambassador of Kenya to UNESCO, UN ambassadors and heads of mission in Geneva, Mr. Nicholas Matthew, Secretary General of Swiss Confederation, Swiss National Commission for UNESCO, Dr. Stefan Ochman, who is actually on his way to this summit, delayed by flight, Chairman-elect of Merck, the UNESCO representative, Dr. Kelej, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, eminent professors and researchers, emerging researchers from Africa. Good morning, and a warm round of applause to all of us for having made it here. From 25 countries, we have come to this summit, and we are joining, and millions of other participants online are joining us in this summit. To do what? To address, in part, the vital role of research in the improvement and sustainable development of population health, with specific emphasis on how to translate knowledge into action, to provide a platform for dialogue on improving global cooperation on life science and health research, and narrowing disparities in health system performance within developing and developed countries. As said earlier, we are here a few weeks after the adoption of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. These goals, which replace the Millennium Development Goals, highlights, and two of these speak directly to why we are gathered here. Goal number 3 of the SDGs focuses on ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all ages. And goal number 9 speaks about fostering innovation in all areas, especially in the sciences. When global conversations were underway about the SDGs, Africa was struck by the deadly Ebola pandemic, killing over 11,000 people. The disastrous consequences of Ebola on populations, public health infrastructure, the social and economic conditions of especially Liberia and Sierra Leone continue to be assessed. This is beside the scourge of HIV/AIDS and many other infectious diseases that continue to affect populations in Africa. UNESCO and Merck thinks that innovation in research will help make a huge difference in Africa going forward, not only in curing or in providing cure, but, and above this, in preventing. Just to refresh our memories about the two institutions that bring us together. Merck is the world's oldest pharmaceutical and chemical company, founded in 1668. It has 350 years of heritage of continuous innovation. The founding family remains the majority owner of the publicly listed corporate group, and for many generations, it is taking on responsibility has been a characteristic element of the culture and the actions of Merck. In particular, they aim to building healthcare capacity via their very successful program, Merck Capacity Advancement Program, which today's summit is part of it, and to improve sustainable access to high-quality health solutions for underserved populations and communities in low and middle-income countries in partnership with local stakeholders. Merck is a leading science and technology company in healthcare, life science, and performance materials. Around 40,000 employees work to further develop technologies that improve and enhance life, from biopharmaceutical therapies to treat cancer, cutting-edge systems of scientific research and production, to liquid crystals for your smartphones and the LCDs that we watch in our homes. Ladies and gentlemen, from 1945 to 2015, in over 70 years of existence, UNESCO continues to work to develop the intellectual and moral solidarity of mankind. UNESCO is firm in the conviction that in this age of immense social and increasing limit, society must invest in resources that are renewable: education, cultural diversity, scientific research that explores the boundless energy of human ingenuity, and that will enable and drive the development essential for a just and sustainable future. In collaborating with Merck to host this Africa Research Summit, UNESCO believes, as highlighted in its program in science policy and capacity building in Africa, that the continent's researchers have a great role to play in promoting health and well-being and combating infectious disease. Please put your hands together and give a round of applause for UNESCO and Merck for the wonderful initiative they have taken towards our continent. When UNESCO and Merck comes together, they need brains to reflect, to think, because as institutions, they cannot all put their hands on the table. And so there's a scientific committee that prepared this summit. And I would like to take a moment for all of us to acknowledge them. Please permit me introduce Professor Vittorio Colozzi. Professor, please. Thank you. A round of applause for Professor Colozzi. He's professor of immunology and one of the most eminent HIV/AIDS researchers in Europe. So imagine researchers you need to hang on his jacket. He has been director of the UNESCO chair in biotechnology at the University of Rome, Tor Vergata, since the year 2000. He has a wide range of caps, and I would invite you to consult the handbook to see more about him. Dr. Fahmi Ahmed. After a peripatetic education in Africa, Asia, Italy, and the UK, Dr. Fahmi settled for a PhD on investigating the role of membrane proteins in controlling the electrochemical behavior of cardiac cells, which he obtained in 2000 from the University of Cambridge. Dr. Fahmi joined UNESCO in 2006, working in South Asia and the South Pacific region in basic and engineering sciences and science policy. This is among many other things that he has done as a scientist and as a practitioner. A round of applause for Dr. Fahmi. Dr. Pauline Essa. Doctor, please, may we acknowledge you. Thank you very much. Dr. Essa is appointed by the University of Cambridge as manager for Cambridge Africa program, which is a key strand of its official international strategy. Originally from Ghana, in West Africa. Dr. Essa obtained a first-class honors degree in agriculture at the University of Ghana, Legon. After this, she moved on to study an MPhil and a PhD in biological sciences. Dr. Essa has been instrumental in growing Thrive into a unique, coordinated, multidisciplinary, and interdisciplinary umbrella Cambridge Africa program, which now incorporates initiatives such as Thrive, MUI, Caprix, the Alborado Research Fund, and the Wellcome Trust Cambridge Center for Global Health Research. I'm putting all of this on the table so our emerging researchers can be reminded that she is one of the persons you need to hang on to before this summit runs to an end. Dr. Andrew Kabugu is head of Department of the Research Program at the Infectious Disease Institute, Makerere University. May we acknowledge him, please? Thank you very much. He was previously head of the Prevention Care and Treatment Programs, and in current past, Dr. Kabugu supervises the research portfolio and research strategy of the Infectious Disease Institute in Makerere University. His mandate is to create an enabling environment for relevant research, particularly one that works to lead treatment gains in Africa. Dr. Elijah Songok. Dr. Elijah Songok, please, may we acknowledge? Thank you very much. Dr. Elijah Martin Songok is currently a senior research officer at the Kenya Medical Research Institute, KEMRI, in Nairobi. In 1985, he graduated with a BSc in biochemistry from the University of Nairobi. He's presently analyzing gene expressions profiles of HIV-resistant and susceptible populations in Kenya using Affymetrix microarrays for possible candidates of an anti-HIV vaccine. Africa dearly needs a vaccine. Africa dearly needs a vaccine, and I am sure Africa can take leadership, is taking leadership to show the world that in Africa things happen and we have researchers who can and who are working on it. A round of applause for Dr. Songok. Dr. Jane Greatorex. Dr. Jane Greatorex, please. Dr. Greatorex is Senior Research Scientist in Microbiology and Public Health at the Addenbrooke's Hospital, Cambridge University, England. She's a fellow of Lucy Cavendish College, University of Cambridge, and her main area of expertise is clinical virology, particularly of the blood-borne viruses such as HIV/AIDS and Ebola. And her research focuses on antiretroviral resistance. She is also scientific coordinator of national programs developing screening assays for gastrointestinal infections and clinical implementation of whole genome sequencing for HIV-1. Ladies and gentlemen, our scientific committee thus presented. I want to ask you all again one moment to put your hands together in a round of applause for having put this wonderful summit together. A round of applause for the scientific committee. This summit, I was informed, is about building networks, expanding networks from Africa to Africa, but beyond Africa. And so, gathered here, we have the young and we have those, the seasoned. It is a moment of exchange. It's a moment of building stronger networks for today and for tomorrow. How have we come here? How did this summit mature? I would like to introduce a person who has worked passionately to make it happen. And that person is no other but Dr. Rasha Kelej. Dr. Rasha, may we acknowledge you? She's Vice President and Head of Global Business Responsibility and Market Development in Merck. She has elaborated beyond her PhD studies in pharmacy and business. She has elaborated within Merck a structured and coherent social responsibility agenda that is adding significant value to society and scientific communities in Africa and developing countries such as India and Indonesia. She is passionate about Africa and passionate about the well-being of Africans. And to introduce this conference and to welcome us, a round of applause for Dr. Kelej, please.
I am so happy that I've seen you all together here now after all these 4 or 5 months preparation. And it's really given me a great honor to welcome Honorable Minister Sarah, Minister of State of Health of Uganda, to take the time of her busy agenda and that moment, you know, it's busy in Uganda at the moment, to come here to support you and to support our initiative. I would like also to welcome His Excellency Ambassador of UNESCO to Kenya, Professor Gudia, and also UN ambassadors and head of missions in Geneva, and Mr. Nicholas Matthews, the Secretary General of Swiss National Commission for UNESCO, and also Mr. Nalish, UNESCO representative, for him to come with us to inaugurate this great initiative. Today we are together in the first year of UNESCO Merck Africa Research Summit. It will be an annual summit. And we aim to have or to gather African young researchers. Today we have more than 100 African young researchers from across the continent for more than 25 countries. And this is a great achievement. And I feel that we need actually next year to be more and more. But today you have been selected out of 250 researchers from Africa. Based on your great work and your great abstracts, which is a scientific committee selected, and not only that, it's not ending here. These 100 people who you are will be also eligible for a very sophisticated awards, for Mars Awards. And one of them was very important and very, very important, and I think next year we will extend it to more numbers, is the fellowship program, the fellowship in Merck R&D Hub, to experience life experience of R&D and to help to achieve the main objective of the summit, which is building research capacity in Africa. This is a very important goal, and it is maybe sound very general, but with our sustainable and consistent work, we will achieve that goal. I have to welcome quickly, because my boss is here, so Dr. Stefan Oshman arrived, and he will be with you very soon. I will continue my speech now. Welcome, Dr. Stefan. So regarding building healthcare and capacity or research capacity in Africa, it's a very, very important goal. And I think we are together here to develop network, to exchange experience and knowledge, so we don't research in silos. When I started this program, I was speaking to people from the same country, researchers, and they don't know each other, and this should be the case, actually. We should know each other by the end of this summit, and we should expand the network to further, either in the same country or different countries. So we don't duplicate our each other work, and we capitalize on our each other knowledge, and we share experience and best practice. So this one important goal as well. I met a few people of you yesterday, and they told me, Merck, keep up the good work. And many of you told me this, if you remember. I tell you, ladies and gentlemen, Merck is the oldest pharmaceutical and chemical company in the whole world, established 1668. And we will keep up the good work with UNESCO. We will keep up the good work with the Ministries of Health. We will keep up the good work with the UNESCO ambassador, UN ambassadors, and you as young researchers, to achieve the only one and the most important vision is developing Africa as an international hub for research excellence and scientific innovation. This is our vision and our mission, and we will achieve it. Do you think we'll achieve it? Great. So thank you very, very much, and I will leave the floor for our MC to represent the next speakers. I'm very, very happy, and I wish that you enjoy and also benefit from the summit. Thank you very much.